the city council authorized staff to move forward in developing an application for state park road account, which is an account that is administered through MnDOT for constructing roads or resurfacing streets that access public waterways or access campgrounds or state parks or anything of the like that's basically state-owned. So Rice Lake is considered a state-owned waterway, and so this the Lum Park Road, which is also known as 14th Avenue Northeast, basically where you get to the old Parks buildings. We put together this application with WIDSETH, which is basically for the resurfacing of Lum Park Road. So you'll see the eligible work items if you look through the application. Basically, the eligible work items are full depth reclamation is kind of what we're proposing to do, which is grinding up the old asphalt. There's some removal of curb and gutter, like right near the where the road kind of necks down, where the little bridge is, where the water goes underneath. Staff's thought on this was to either, in that neck down area, put a trail, if it fits in that area, alongside the road, or it'd give us the opportunity to potentially put in a small land bridge over the waterway. The main purpose, I guess, of the trail would be to connect to the future Kiowa Lake State Trail. And obviously the necking down to that 26-foot wide road top does provide you with some traffic calming. So basically the eligible work items are, milling the surface off and grinding it in and repaving it, taking out some old curb and gutter, replacing it with new where the areas are going to be necked down, and basically repaving the street all the way to Rice Lake on that attached map there. Total estimated cost for the eligible work items in which we are applying for is $143,000. There's going to be some local share. If we get awarded, the trail and things are going to be part of what the city has to pay for, but having that connection to the Kiowa Lakes, the future Kiowa Lake State Trail, will be a very beneficial project to Lum Park and a good pedestrian way to get into the other areas of the park. And so really what we're looking for, the application did have a due date of November 1st. Obviously, if we get funded, we still have to go through an entire design of this, so there's still opportunities to make changes and things, but this is what we put together. Park Board looked at it, liked what they saw, did approve it at their meeting. Being that this is a right-of-way project, we've kind of looked at this two ways. One is, the city council is kind of in charge of, right-of-way and streets and things, but the Park Board is also responsible for everything in the parks. So kind of one of those weird gray areas. So we just brought it to both boards just to have you guys take a look at it, provide any comments or input. Like I said, we submitted this packet, but like I said, that doesn't mean there's not opportunity for changes once we get into the design phase, if we get there. So really, just kind of a formality here tonight, seeing it's already been submitted. But
right, I like it. I think it's pretty much exactly what I had in mind. Just to clarify, the yellow part you had a cost share amount in the application left blank because that's technically not going to happen at the same time anyway, or is it supposed to happen at the same time?
It would be cheaper if it did happen at the same time. They didn't estimate that portion though. They really wanted to get the grant application locked down because they don't care what
knowing that there would be an amount in there eventually.
Yeah, there's going to be an amount in there if we want to do the trail at the same time. It would make the most sense to do it at the same time while we have a contractor out there doing things and narrowing the road and that kind of stuff. I think it would be a good amenity in the park because there is no pedestrian facilities to that park along the road. So the narrowing and the pedestrian facility I would think would be good as one project, but that's obviously up for debate yet too. So if we get funded, then we can make that decision, I guess.
Okay, and then just to clarify, the rest of the road going towards the campground and then the beach parking lot down there, those are subject to change, or?
Yeah, so obviously the park board is reviewing the master plan right now that we've been working with WIDSETH on. Should be a deliverable on that here before the end of the year, I'm thinking it'll be, either later November or early December to have an actual deliverable that you guys will see. Not a lot of changes up by the restrooms and stuff, but down by the lake, some bigger changes regarding the beach and the beach house and that kind of stuff, so.
Great. All right. You guys have any questions?
I move to approve the submission of the attached application.
And second.
Motion is second. Any more discussion?
And Paul, just one simple comment on it. I didn't mention this at the park board meeting because I didn't realize at the time, but there was some talk about potentially putting the pedestrian path through that archway, that historic archway. Would that still be a?
Yeah, I
potential
think that's
option?
another discussion we can have, if it's an offshoot of that yellow trail, or if it's, the actual main trail going into the park. There's some discussion yet to be had around that. So I mean, there could be two trails, there could be one, depends on where you guys wanna see it, but
Yeah,
really,
And that didn't come up at their meeting, but I know that there had been talk about that previously, so.
and that's what the master plan, the draft master plan shows, is there's two trails, one that follows the street and one that goes through the archway.
All right, any more discussion? Hearing none, we'll go to a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Second and final item is just the approval of final pay estimate for improvement 21-01, 2021 Sealcoat project. Go ahead, Paul.
Yep, thank you, Mr. Chair. So, this one is, our annual seal coating contract. We did a lot of streets this year. It was Oak Street was our main one that we did, but there was a James Street over in Northwest. A lot of our newer pavements got done here this year. The original contract amount was about $153,000. The final contract ended up being right about $151,390. There was two separate parts of this. One was the streets we did, which was about $142,000 of the work. We also did the fire department, Northeast Fire Station, and police department parking lots. We put a seal coat on those, and that was about $8,611. So the street cost will go to the construction fund as it normally does, but this capital improvement or the seal coating in the parking lots was budgeted in our capital fund 400, so that will come out of there as a budgeted expense out of that fund. So two separate funding sources, but we budget $150,000 a year for the street side, and so being that we came in at 142,779, that was under our budgeted amount, as was the Fund 400 stuff. The 8611 was under our budgeted amount, so
Yeah,
both came in under.
good.
Comments, that's good.
Gotta love under budget. Okay, any motions?
Yeah, I'll move to approve, recommend approval of the attached final pay application to Asphalt Service Technologies in the amount of $151,390.94.
Second.
Motion is second. Any more discussion? Hearing none, go to a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion
This
passes.
is wrong in there.
And that is
Not a big
it.
deal.
For Safety and Public Works, just looking for a motion to adjourn.
Move to adjourn.
Second.
Any
Yeah.
more discussion?
Well, that's
Hearing
right.
none, go to
We're
a
good
vote. All in favor? Aye. We are adjourned.